Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Defining Virtuosity. My name is Odin Rathnam, and today I'm going to share with you a few different Wohlfahrt studies. Why would I pick something as fundamental as this? Well, I think that if defining virtuosity is the application of a limited set of virtues or values to every aspect of a task, we can prove it at a very elementary level. All of the great teachers had a focus on fundamentals. Why? Because if the fundamentals are in order, you're a fundamentally better violinist. So I'm going to start by playing number 28 for you. It's a very short one, a characterful little etude. In the beginning, when I teach young artists these simple etudes, I really want them to fall in love with music and to express themselves, not just to learn the various planes and articulations and everything else. So one of the things I tell them is that everything that they play that's an exercise can be musical, and all music that they play can be an exercise. And we just shift the thinking. Well, what are some of the elements that go into this etude? We have a slurred figure that's going to take us a certain length down the bow, followed by catching a lower string and traveling up to a more comfortable place to do Allegretto strokes. So we have this, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, I'm counting it all out in my mind. Ya da 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 dum bum 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 ba da da bum bum bum. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Broadening. 1 more notes. Right? And I want to make sure that on each string crossing, I observe some rules. If we go back to the fundamentals of the 3 planes, when I cross to the new plane, I want to be hanging, free this way, have contact with the string, and a relaxed hinge. Other than that, all I'm doing to get the articulations is a little collet and a free arm. I can even pull slightly so that I have a load on the fingers, and then they release. Yeah? So you pull, and you feel passive motion in the wrists and fingers. Yeah, better place the bow straight, sorry. And you feel a pulling sensation. But you also release. So all of these can be practiced here as an exercise. Okay? Just hang the arm lower, elbows slightly under the wrists. D string before you make the sound. I do a collet, but I traveled right over the string farther up in the bow to where this next stroke is easier, these next few. And at this point, we can introduce the notion of not being as rigid, not this way, but no clicks. So we can set up the clicks as a means to an end, but we don't want to have clicks in the sound unless it's deliberate. Rodney made a very excellent point of that in one of his teaching videos. After they've done that exercise, you can try to have the student prepare the note but not click it. Okay? Again, the left hand should be active. So there you have it. There's a little way of how to make the fundamental strokes and the string crossings work better. There is a ritardando and a broadening in the second half. We have these two bar phrases of now we have a longer phrase of. Now, I want to share with you the relationship between bow speeds and sounding points. When you're playing more friendly, here, in this part, I'm a little further from the bridge, okay? As I go up, I come in a little bit. I slow the bow speed more, and here, I slow even more. And the slower that we get, closer we come to the bridge. This creates more resistance. It allows us to slow down and musically emphasize what's happening. So we have a freer sound here, no forcing, easy. I'm still not really pressing very much. A little slower for the slur. Say, travel, move, slow the bow. So in musical terms, we want the student to understand the language of music making. How do we do a crescendo? How do we do a ritardando? It's not just I feel it, because all of those emotions that don't translate to actual technique manifest themselves, especially in the talented kids, in the form of tension, because they're already feeling emotionally what they want to feel. You know, we hear a violin play, we're like, and we can feel the tension, and so we respond to that. That's why music is so moving. Problem is, when you're the person executing it, you have to be like a surgeon. And I saw a very famous artist's video on some chords in Rondo Capriccioso, and they were talking about maintaining musical engagement at all times, and I agree with that artist. However, we need to make a distinction right away in this studio, in these classes that I'm giving you, between intention and tension. Just because you're creating something that creates more musical tension in the listener doesn't mean that you're supposed to feel it. Emotionally, maybe, but muscularly, no. So I would encourage you to listen to your sound and not just your emotions, to quote another famous teacher. Anyway, that's how we create that cadence. When we find ourselves at that point, at the point of the bow, okay, and we start the original phrase, you could either have the student raise back to the middle. Again, everything has to be circular, and start again. Or take an up bow. Oh, I did an intonation no. This F sharp should ring with the A, the C a little higher, this should ring with the G, and the B a little lower. The fiddle will ring more. Okay, that is it for number 28. I hope this helps you. Try it, and you'll discover, even if you're an advanced violinist, that there's benefit to doing something as simple as this in terms of everything that you'll manage with the 5 actions of the right hand, how you control what strings you're on, how you're leading, all of that. You'll find that there's quite a bit of benefit. Thank you. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to my channel and share with friends. Bye.